All right, good morning. It is, Monday, May 23rd, about 10 minutes before the open. We're watching the S&P 500, the E-mini. Want to do a little prep for today and then also recap for Friday. So Friday was the last day that I traded, being that today's a Monday, had the weekend off. It's never good for me on a Friday when I don't perform well. And performing well, it doesn't mean for me being positive or negative. It means following my process well. So just to give you a little background, I set a financial goal for May, and by Thursday's close, by the time I was done Thursday at 10:30 in the morning, I was within 5% of my goal for May. And I thought, oh, sweet. I've got another week to go in May. Surely I'll hit it Friday. We'll just get it done and then maybe end early and, call it a day. So I got in Friday and was a lot more focused on the outcome. So I was more focused on, I've got to make it today. I want to make it today. I want to just wrap it up, hit my goal. Then I'll come in fresh Monday and we'll just, get some extra, put some icing on the cake. But Friday, it was a day where I was not following process well. I was way more concerned about the outcome. Granted, I wasn't trading larger size than normal or anything like that. I was actually a bit under. But I had two FOMO trades, and so it messed with me over the weekend. I just thought, all right, you need to just regroup, reset, refocus, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday were all great performing days for me. The process was followed to a T as far as entries, placing stops, knowing where I'm right and wrong, and it paid off, right? The outcome was there. The outcome of financial gain was there. Friday, I had it completely backwards. And so once I didn't read the market well, I had a concern that, I'm not reading it well. I probably ought to just jump in here and think that this is a place to do business, when in actuality, that's not the way that I trade. That's not what I do. Jumping into today, I just needed to remind myself that I was forecasting a little bit too much on Friday. Instead of just waiting, being patient, let the market set up, and then really show me what it wants to do. So today we'll be looking at regrouping and just getting back on track. Let's see. So right now I've got my, same as always, my 1 minute chart pulled up here, 15-minute chart on this side. I marked the overnight, which would be Sunday last night, from about 5 p.m. Central until the open, overnight high and low. So we're right in here. Looks like we're around 39.38. So it's kind of the upper part of this. I will go ahead and annotate the first minute of trade here on the 1 minute chart, just to show where trade is taking place. So it seems like Friday, looking at the daily chart, was definitely an area where some stops got run. Big plunge down, and then looked like later in the day a nice recovery to come back up and bring it back now into this trading range here. So we'll see what ensues here. Definitely an area, if we get up higher, be watching, looking to short it today, but not going to make too many predictions just yet. I'm just going to sit back and wait, let the market set up, show me what it wants to do. Let me see if we've got any economic indicators for this morning. Let's see. Chicago Fed, national activity. No, not really much going on this morning in the way of economic indicators or like news coming out. All right. So something I've been harping on, and it's for myself, is the fact that I can and will have a winning performance every day. So every day last week except Friday, I certainly had a winning performance. And I had one because it was focused on the process of getting into trades, of executing, of knowing where I'm right and wrong, of not thinking, I'll get long here, and then if we go down another points, I really like it there, I'll get long at that level too. which is what I was doing Friday, and that's poor trading. So forgive me for that. Friday certainly was my worst day of the month regarding process. So we'll get back on track here and analyze and see what the market is showing us. We'll see what it wants to do. A lot of times too, it makes it clear. It makes it clear. So let's see. So again, something I'll be asking myself today, what's my thesis, right? Like, what's the hypothesis that I'm drawing based on market action? Then I want to let the market prove it or disprove it. So I want to see a little bit of something that would give me a clue that, okay, it really looks like the market's going to move in this direction. Then I'm going to execute. So really, it's going to be like timing the wave and getting on the wave at just the right time. And just the right time means that I don't want to take too much heat on the trade. I don't want the trade to go against me too far, or else I might know structurally at this point I'm wrong. Okay. Let's pull up the overnight. Oh, we'll keep in mind that it is a Monday, right? So it's a day where we've been off over the weekend. I'm sure there's news that's come out across the world. There's different stock markets that are open for business, and they're settling scores and putting on new positions. Friday was options expiration day, so that's important to be mindful of. Just looking at our overnight 15 minutes, so this would be the low right here. Here's the high, and just taking a peek at this, trying to see if we can glean any insight as far as important levels. This 30 area, looks, it's noteworthy. I don't know it's important, but it's in the middle of the range. Looking at it, we can see that it's come up to it, a few times up to it, then down and a bounce. So it might be an area of importance, it might not. And usually if I'm fishing too much for an important area, it means that I need not do business there until I see something develop later that may tell me I need to get involved. So reading this book, the guy says, we win whenever we advance down the road to achievement. We win when we learn, and we learn more often from our struggles up the mountain than by just standing on the summit. So that's good. We win whenever we advance down the road to achievement. So a big question to ask is, was there forward movement? Is there forward movement as far as me progressing as a trader? And even working with a guy who's been a 20-year professional last year, when I worked with him, he just mentioned how he's always learning, always trying to grow, always trying to add tools into his toolbox as far as his ability to trade and read the market. So it's not just for someone who's trying to do it, it's for all stages of wherever you're at. I'm going to grab my tea and I'll be right back. We'll watch the open. Excuse me, that noise gets so loud on the desk with my microphone. Sorry about that. All right. So, today I'll remind myself that I can and will have a winning performance every day. A winning performance for me is defined as watching and observing without emotion. So just watching the market, observing it, taking note of it, not feeling a negative or positive charge based on the direction it goes. Not fearing I'll miss the move 90 to 95% of the moves that I see, I've got plenty of time to act and to get involved. And then executing with stops and targets in place. So I'm just pulling up the daily real quick. Looking at it. Let me mark the first minute of trade here. So here's our first minute right here. So that's our opening range, which right in the middle of the overnight price action. So it kind of lets me know we could be going up, could be going down. So I zoomed out on this just a little bit to try to give some context, see where we're at. Pretty big wick put in on Friday. You know, I haven't marked this one yet, have I? 11,858.5. Let me remark this one. All right, just got the S&P, I'm sorry, the NASDAQ action right here. NASDAQ looks a little weaker of the two. So like I've mentioned in the past, watching the market, it's similar to watching someone draw something. But I kind of added a new thing to that thought over the weekend. So let's say you go and you're watching a street performer and he's drawing something, and at first it's just all lines that don't make sense to you. There might be a point where those lines kind of come into alignment and you can see what he's painting or what he's drawing based on just how you recognize the lines and what it means to you, what it symbolizes. You might see, oh, he's drawn a picture of a face, or he's drawn a picture of an ocean liner, like a ship, right, or an airplane. And sometimes that might become clear to you within 5 minutes. Other times it might be an hour or a half hour or a full day, or maybe by the end of the whole day, you still don't know what's being drawn. There's too many incongruencies as far as for your brain to depict what you see there. Now, if the painter or the sketch artist tells you, hey, I'm going to award you or penalize you with amounts of money if you're able to guess this correctly. Oh, and by the way, sometimes you'll know the amount you're risking beforehand, and sometimes you won't know. It just speaks to the randomness of the market. So if it'd be like on some trades we definitely, well, on most trades, we should know where we're wrong, but it'd be like trying to guess what's being drawn and not knowing the full award amount until sometime later, once you've noticed that the picture is in fact that you guessed correctly. Still working on that analogy, obviously. So forgive me for that one. But yeah, I was just thinking about the randomness of the market. And so again, I was not anticipating a huge sell off on Friday. We did that. And our overnight area that we did on Sunday, like last night, this is more of what I was anticipating on Friday. But I was trying to predict too quickly and it hurt me. So just want to get back in the groove today of saying, like, okay, I'm sitting and waiting for the market to paint a picture. Here we are on the 1 minute. There's nothing to do right now. So we're just going to sit back and wait. Going to wait for the market to show us, give us some opportunity, kind of wait until the market shows us what it might want to do. So I'll work on that analogy a little bit more. Looking at the overnight price action a little bit too. Pull up the NASDAQ real quick. Oh, not that one. This one. Let's pull up the NAS. See where it's at here. So NASDAQ right at pretty close to the close from Friday. Not there just yet. So another thing for me that I've noticed as well, I had 4 great trading days last week, 1 bad one. Unfortunately, the bad one was on Friday. That one where I'm a bit on tilt or I'm trading with some fear of missing out, that can negate so many good days of progress mentally. And so it's important to recognize, like, hey, if you don't know what's going on, if it's not clear to you, then just stay out. Just hang tight and wait. There'll always be another trade that comes along. There'll always be, another day where you can get involved, make something happen. So it's a good reminder as well. let's see here. Now 34. Okay, so this is 34 was that important area on Friday. 42, but then 34 was the area where the market was coming up to, finally ran some stops and then sold it off. So we'll remember that 34 is an important area, which is right here at the top of the opening range. It's interesting how there's places where larger volumes of market participants participate, and how we often revisit those areas. I know it's sometimes it's pretty boring. It's boring until it's not, right? So even working with that professional trader last year, the guy who's 20 years in, he'd make it known. He'd say like, "Hey man, a lot of people think that you need to be just buying or selling or really active and involved. And there's some guys who are in and out, 50 or 100 times in a session, just getting movement all over the place, little scalps here and there. But my style and his style is such that," he said, "sometimes I'll sit and there's just nothing to do for literally the whole day. Other times there's a lot more action. But then even once he's in a trade, I think his average trade is, at the time, was like 6 or 7 minutes. It wasn't even that long. So he might wait for hours and then place a trade, and he's done in 10 minutes max. And that's it. He's made his money for the day. So got to be mindful too that placing an order doesn't mean that we're, well, I guess we'll bring it back to my man Mark Douglas, who says there's going to be many times when sitting on your hands, when literally doing nothing, will be like putting money in the bank. He's correct. He's not wrong. There will be times when doing nothing is like putting money in the bank. So let's watch 34. Nothing for me to do here yet at this point. Market could sell off. It could go up higher. I'm keeping in mind, right, like we're right in the middle of overnight high, overnight low. 34 was important Friday. Came up to it and sold it off. Looks like I know 42 was somewhat important as well. Man, it's still like good amount of movement. Good amount. It doesn't look like it, but it's a decent amount. Nothing really to do just yet, but so I can and will have a winning performance every day. How can you guarantee that? Well, winning for me is defined as watching and just observing the market. Not fearing that I'll miss the move. So letting it set up, letting it tell me, show me what it wants to do. Some days you get that clarity really quickly, right away. Other days you just gotta wait. And then third, executing with appropriate stop and targets in place. Just pulling up NASDAQ real quick. Alright, NASDAQ looking a little stronger, so let's see if the S&P pushes a little bit higher. So if you're long, 42 would be your next target, or 40 at least. See if we get 40. Oh, there's 40, 42. All right, 20 minutes in on Monday, first day of the week, of course. Captain Obvious. But it's good to realize that Monday's a day where we can have some good amount of movement. It's the first day of the week. Especially with this past Friday being options expiration day. We'll watch 42 here. All right, still just pushing up. It's pretty symmetrical so far, right? Here's our open, push lower, push higher. They're both, the tops of them, both pretty equidistant from the center. All right, we'll watch 42 and see if it gets up there this time. See what it does if it gets up there. Hard one for me to call just yet as far as if I want to get short at 42, primarily just because of this price action here. We're just so close to center. I tend to do better on trades that are outside in, so I'm looking for like the exhaustion of a move and then for it to come back in closer to center and then sometimes even push through making an extreme in the other direction. So back to 34. Remember 34 was an area of contention. Friday was a little bit today as well. high of the open, pushed down, took a little bit, then popped through it. So 34 and 42. All right, we're 2 minutes away from a new 15-minute bar right here. Looking at our overnight and 5-minute. Here's our price action. So down, back to center, up, back to center. Where is it going to go from here? Is it going to continue, move higher? Is it going to fail, go lower? Don't know. Don't really have a thesis yet. Still working on that paper. All right, we are half hour into Monday. Half hour in. Got a new 15-minute bar, new 5-minute bar, of course. Okay, so that 42 area was important. 42 to 45. Haven't done anything just yet. I noticed too that I watched the 1 minute for like nuance for entries and trades, but I think I need to pay a little bit better attention to the 5 and the 15 minute for targets as far as paying myself and getting out. I feel like my initial take profits have been a little bit too close. I think I need to give them just a little bit more wiggle room, a little bit more line to let them go. Look at NASDAQ real quick. All right, looks like the downtrend continues. Just came up to 42 or 45-ish, like up in that area, and then sold it off pretty hard here. Let's see what it does at 20. All right, well, so far, don't have a picture to paint for you just yet. So, just watching and observing, seeing what the market does, what it wants to tell us, hanging tight. Alright, so it came up to 20. Now 20 was an important area on Friday. Saw a little bit of a bounce in the teens. And teens and 20 was what I had marked out on Friday. So came to overnight low, came up to 20, got close. They sold it off, 10 points lower now. Seeing if we can push through lower, or if we hold it and then rotate and come back up higher. That's the question. That's the question. Just want to see where halfback is here. 6. All right, new 5-minute bar. 5 minutes away from a new 15-minute bar here. Quiet morning for me so far. I haven't taken any trades, but it is Monday. We're letting the market set up. Trying to give some indicators as to what it wants to do. Pardon me. They're down. Let's see. Oh, sorry for that squeaky chair. I do love it though, it's an oldie. All right, we're up above 20. Let's see if we can push higher now. Next area that we need to watch for is going to be 34. Oh, geez, these are all tangled up. All Let's see what it does at 34. Pretty big move there. Got some of the guys who were short, got them stuck. This is the opening range retest. We'll see how it acts here, see if it wants to fail or go ahead and push higher. Next area of concern is going to be 34 for the bulls. Guess if you want to take a long, you'd be wrong below here, certainly below here. If you felt like the market's going to firm up, get long. If you got long here, next target would be 34, and then probably up around this 42, and then high of the day. Alright, pardon me while I jam out a little bit. Little tricky for me to read right here, only because of the price action. So we're right back to the open, right here. The open in between. So you could short here, you'd be wrong above 34. Let's see what it does here. See if we can follow through. Definitely want to watch 20. Let's see what it does at 20. So just like Friday, I mentioned that there was a battle between 34 and 20. So we'll see if they sell them hard here, and if they push through, or if it just holds and then we continue higher and turn it into a rotational day. Alright, getting some strength here, getting the bulls in, getting them involved above 34 for the time being, that is. So if you got long, you could probably hold it against 20. Don't see anything just yet for me. Not just yet. I haven't placed any trades yet. Still trying to determine what the market's trying to do. Trying to see what kind of sketch is being drawn. Hanging out below 34. Okay, 34 got sold pretty well. So far, just rotational. Here's today. Back and forth, back and forth. It's interesting how you can go minute to minute. There's a point where you feel like, ooh, I might do this. And then a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes goes by and think, ooh, well, maybe I'll do the complete opposite. That's interesting, right? That is trading. That is it. Keeping my eye on 34 again. If we come up to it again and can't get through, I might look for a push. I might look to get short. But just gonna watch and observe right here. Let the market show us what it wants to do. All right, 32, let's see. Keep in mind again, 34 is this level right here. Hard to read though, a little tricky for me because again, we're right in the middle of Sunday's price action. We're not like at an extreme one way or the other. I tend to like to fade the move, so I like to find extremes and then play the reversion to the mean, like going back to where it came from. So certainly not involved here just yet to the short side. Gonna give it a little bit longer. We'll watch that spike as somewhere where we might want to get involved. All right, I'm gonna try to sell a little piece right here. I'm gonna try to hold it against this here. All right, so I'm short. Trying to hold it against this level here. See if we can't come in a little bit. I feel decent about this one. I feel pretty good. Target. Targeting 20. So we're under 34, but not doing a whole bunch just yet. All right, got a new 5-minute bar starting to form. Let's see if we can hold this. Be nice to hold this, stay under 34, and then move a bit lower here. We'll just watch it and let the market tell us what it's trying to do. Again, 20 is going to be my first target area. Take a quick look at NASDAQ here to see how it's looking, just real quick. Okay, I like that price action on NASDAQ. Okay, so we're a good amount below that 34 level. Tricky though is we're still just right smack dab in the middle of this guy. See how they treat it at 34. I don't like that, how it came up so quickly to 34. Got another 2.5 minutes till we put in a new 5-minute bar. So the question becomes, are we building up steam here and then trying to power higher? Or is this the exhaustion of that move and do we push lower? That's the question, isn't it? Let's see if we can get some, there we go. Let's see if we can get a little bit of continuation now. 20 is going to be a target for me. I'm going to scale out of a third right here at this level. I'm going to buy a little bit back right here. Okay, so I'm still just in 1/3, but my stop is, let's see, where's that? It's like right here. So if we go above that on this anymore, I don't want any of it. I'll look to probably try to enter a short somewhere higher up. All right. Okay, so that last little bit, I'm out of that. And I'm flat now. I'm flat. I'm not in anymore. Let's watch it 42. So all the guys like me looking for a breakdown, we didn't get that. Running stops here. Pushing up a pretty good amount. And let's see if we can go higher. That was one where the process was certainly followed well. Getting some volatility for sure now. I mean, we've moved 20 points, which is a pretty big move in the S&P in just 2 minutes. All right, so we're 1 hour into the trading day. We've come up above here. Now we're above 34, so we'll see if this serves as support and if we go ahead and push a bit higher. Came up to 42. Nothing there. So I was looking for a target of 20 on that one. Didn't get it, got to like, looks like 21. Scaled out at 23, was pleased about that scaling out. Then as it came back and I wanted to see it like hold below here. So as it came back above into here, my entry was good enough. It was up here at like 33. So when we started getting closer, I took a little bit more off and then finally held my last little piece against that node right there. I think it was just above 34. So it feels like we could push higher here. But again, that can change in a matter of minutes or seconds. Blink twice and we literally could be 20 points higher or lower. We've got to remind ourselves too of what Mark Douglas says, right? How he says that anything can happen and something will happen. right, nice little pullback there for the bulls. Pulled back and then just ran it nice and high. I wonder here, I've been good enough at placing stops, like a trailing stop lately, to where, yeah, sometimes it just makes you wonder, all the other stops get hit right here and it just blasts off and goes quite a bit higher. So let's see, it feels like we'll take out highs of the day now, especially looking at 5 minute. Let's look at, here's our 15. So we waffled and wavered for the first 45, 50 minutes of trade. Came down to here, buyers stepped in, and then just they're driving it higher now. And again, on this trade, I was mindful, even though I was short, I was mindful that I was in the middle of the range. So mindful that, you know, it could have pushed down and failed lower, but also thinking, hey, like we're smack dab in the middle of where value is. We could come down a bit and then just blast a bit higher, which seems to be what we're doing right now. I'll watch 42 again. 42 to 34. Gonna be our mini battle zone. Miles Davis going in the background, and it feels so right. Gotta love a good stop run, right? Right here. Ran the stops. Let's watch 42, see if it stays above it. All right, got a new 5 minute bar. I can and will have a winning performance. Or what's the adjective he uses? Not winning. Oh, let's see. I think it's winning. Yeah. I can and will have a winning performance every day. Every day. I can and will have a winning performance. Winning performance being based on watching and observing, just sitting back and observing. The more that we observe, the more that we can kind of get close to being able to draw a picture of what we think might happen, of what we think the market might want to do, of what we think the market might want to tell us. So far in the 5 minute, we're just marching higher. Came down, held 20. All right, here's 42. Let's see if we hold it or break it. We still have another 3.5 minutes to go on the 5 minute bar, so don't know if we're gonna stall out here or not. But I won't miss it. It'll be clear at some point. I guess trading is kind of like jazz too, right? It's like hunting, it's like jazz, it's like a lot of things. All right, below 42. I'm going to sell a little bit right here. Looking to potentially add if we get up a little bit higher. Got another minute left in the 5-minute bar. Not stopped out yet. My stop's just a little bit above that high right there. Got another 20 seconds on the 5-minute. Like to see the 5-minute close kind of weak. At least get down below 45. 42 would be lovely. Could be stalling out. I'm going to sell a little bit more right here as well. Feels like a grind higher at this point. Darn. Feels like a grind higher. Where's our overnight high? 55. Yeah, 55 is the overnight high. Close to being stopped out here. So 5-minute was looking weak, and then it reversed on me and it just kind of chugging along here. So not a fan of that. Don't like that. We're close to the overnight high, but looking for signs or clues. Definitely fighting City Hall at this level. Got my stop just a little bit higher above here. Looking for some clues. All right, I might kind of wanting to add here. All right, this could be the spot. Coming down to 40, very nice, like that. Came down to 42. Let's see if it bounces there, if it just sinks lower. Try to sell just a little bit more right there. All right. Oh, not that much more. I thought I was selling a little bit more than I was. Could be stalling out here. That wouldn't be a bad thing. Going higher, but if we can take out this low and that one, could push a bit lower here. 2 more minutes left on the 5-minute bar. I'm going to try to sell a little bit more right here. And that initial click I did, I thought I was selling more than I was, so see if we can get below that. I'm in 45% size as far as what I'll allow myself to get into. Decent push up and then kind of a negated move there. Hanging out right at 42. Earlier I said I want to see us get below 45 and it'd be nice if we stayed there. Got 1 more minute on the 5-minute bar. Again, I'd like to see it close kind of weak. The question has to be asked, are we following the process well? I'd say so. Wondering if that's our final, the bull's final stand. Feels like it might be. Feels like it could short here, and then you'd be wrong above this little node right here. Need to see it break 40 though. Sell a little bit more right here. All right, new 5-minute. Let's see if we get lower. Don't like how it's just hanging out here. Not a fan of that. First target to the downside is going to be this 34 area. Let's see what the market wants to tell us. Let's see what it's trying to do. Could this be it? Could this be the move? Gotta get below this here. It's kind of hanging out tight. Gotta get lower. Looking for what could be a rotation, which would be just great. Come down to here and then maybe down in this area. All right, let's see. I'm gonna buy a little bit back right there. I'm still in 80% of my position though. Come on, get lower. All right, stop me out of some of my position there. Oh, I wanted a tighter stop on that thing. Yeah, I meant to have a tighter stop on that guy. I was trying to get it right here at this level. So right now I've just got stops right here. Within inches. Okay, there we go. Stopped out of that one. Scaled out at a good point there. Was still in 80% of my position though. Tried to move him there. Had one there, but I thought I had other ones I hadn't moved down yet. So I'm flat at this point. Alright, so far the bulls are in control of this guy. Getting a little volatile here. Might re-enter a short. I'm going to re-enter short again. I might add if we come up a little bit higher. Kind of a nice little stop run there. So again, we'll keep an eye on 42. A little wonky here. Market action a little wonky. Got kind of a megaphone going on where we've got higher highs and lower lows. All right, let's see if we come down to 34 again. Say, what is going on here? What is the market trying to do? I don't think it knows what it's trying to do. Again, looking for a potentially rotational day. Maybe this is the high and they sold them off and then we get back down into here somewhere. All right, I'm going to buy back just a sixth at this spot right here. Looking to hold a little bit more and see if we can go lower. See if today, in fact, is rotational. All right, just bought back a little bit more, so I'm still in 2/3 of my original position. That one was in fact managed very well. Read the market well here, ran some stops. Want to see it get below 34 now, and then just continue on the downside. Definitely wonky with this megaphone type price action here. Kind of funky. Thinking maybe we push up to 42 or this area and then it just continues to the downside. Maybe we don't though. There we go. Nice move lower. Next area of contention is going to be down in here. Let's watch 34. It's always good to pay yourself on the way down. Probably should have paid myself a little bit more once it broke into this area. I did not. I was looking for a continuation and push down to here. That's where I was looking to scale out of a little bit more down here, then here, and then try to hold some right if we get down here. All right, let's see if the bulls run this thing higher. Goodness sake. There's 42. Let's see what they do at 42 and then at this area here. So held 34. Holding 42. Let's see if we push above it or stay below it. I'm going to try to sell it just a little bit more at this level. Suppose you could maybe short here and then hold it against this level. Although it's ran so many stops and been acting kind of funky, I'm not sure. We're staying above again. Let's look here. Let's look at some context. We've got all this. We've been above it now for a while. So it would make sense that that's serving as support. So we get a bounce. I'd like to see it come back down and then find itself in this range here. But again, keep it in mind, context from on the daily chart. All right, that little bit I entered here, I'm just gonna get out of that guy. I'm going to buy a little bit back right here. So I'm just in a third of that original position where I got short up here, or short around like 43. So here's our 5 minute. 5 minute just kind of hanging in there, right? Came up, holding its own. We'll watch this little battle zone. There might be something to do here. Again, 42, that's our level. I just entered in a little bit more from the short side. All right, let's see if the bears can do it here. Got to get it below 34 and get it to hold. Hard one to read though. I mean, bulls are in control so far. Again, you can blink your eye and that can change pretty quickly, but that's just what they're doing right now. All right, so let's see if they can push above this or not. We'll watch this, see what this bar does. So we're right at 42. I'm going to sell a little bit more right here, right against this guy. Bull's not giving it up just yet. 10 o'clock, top of the hour. Want to see some kind of failure, push below. Add a little bit to the short, holding all of my position now against this node right here. So let's see if this is the move we've been waiting for. Let's see. Not yet. Okay, kind of fading it now, like looking like it's gonna come up, take this level out, and then maybe run. So here's our 5 minute. Again, we've come up, we've held this area for a while now, seeing if we don't run and push higher. All right, that one is stopped out. Stopped out. Let's watch it here. I'll short this thing again if it comes way back into here. Not yet though. Not just yet. So here we ran stops right here. Got another 2 minutes on the 5 minute bar. It's gonna sit back and wait. It's gonna sit tight. So we just ran some stops here. Good place to have a stop. Was looking for it to kind of curl here and then push lower. So ran them, and now we'll see if we get a move higher. Flirting with the overnight high, getting close to it. Overnight high is like right at 50 something. Oops, that's not what I want. Looking for some clues, looking for some clues. Gonna ask ourselves, what is the market trying to do, and is it doing a good job? All right, well, I'm not looking to get short here. We had our chance, short a little bit in here. Took some profit off here, excuse me. Had a good stop out level there. Now just back to observing. Back to observation mode. It's kind of a wedge right there that we were doing. So it looks like that 46 level. Yeah, 46 was the spot right there. So I'm looking at the 5 minute. Looks like, yeah, 42. You could have called it like 42 to 46. Came in like higher lows, popped above it, ran up. So we'll see how much, see if it's got any legs. See if it wants to continue to run higher or not. I'm gonna hit the bathroom. I'll be right back. Oop, wrong one. All right, here's our overnight high. I can and will have a winning performance every day. Watching and observing without emotion defines a winning performance. Not fearing I'll miss the move, and then executing with stops and targets in place. There you go. Been a winning performance today. That's good. So we're camping out, camping out here at the top of the range. Not really seeing much for me to do just yet. It's 11 after the hour. So here's the price action on the 5 minute. Right here. Wedge going up. This here. Camping out right at the overnight high. Not doing anything just here. Just yet. Earlier I mentioned it could be a rotational day. Still could be. Still in between overnight high and low. But I want to see something to get me more excited about going short on this market. Longs, if they're long, they might be targeting like 72 and then 83. But still very much just in an uptrend, keeping in mind context to like where we've come from, looking at the daily here, right? Like put in a big spike. So that should be another thing too that might tell us, hey, we could have an upward pushing day today. Put in a big spike low here. Friday, everybody covered their shorts, who were short, they covered and got out of them as the market just went up, up, up. So with this here, wouldn't be surprising if we had a little bit of an up move. Kind of like on this day here. Was that a Friday as well? Nope, I think this was a Thursday, but same thing. Big down move, and then you had this day here, a little bit higher, and then the power was in the next day. So if anything, looking at that, possibly I should have been looking for a long today. Possibly. Doesn't mean I won't not get long or short. I just don't see much to do right here. Oh, market, excuse me, just kind of grinding higher. Slow day, considering our tempo and all that. So, just really gonna sit with the old arms folded and wait for the market to show me. All right, here's our 15-minute powering higher here. Let's see if we get up to 72. All right, 10:18, just chugging a bit higher here. I'm gonna wrap up pretty soon. Chugging a bit higher. Well, just seeing if there's anything worth doing here. Don't say anything just yet. I'll be wrapping up soon. All right, I'm going to sign off here at 10:30, just watching a few more minutes worth of activity. Just a grinding kind of trend higher so far. Can always change, but that's what we've gotten. Alrighty. Alright, let's see if we push higher. Feels like we should. We're in an uptrend, no reason to fade it today, being that we popped up so much on Friday. It's not in a hurry to get there, but it is still just moving higher. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for me. Trade well. Do it tomorrow.